same. Now, let me also get in some breaking developments that we are very closely tracking on the Supreme Court's decision to uphold the abrogation of Article 370, which removed Jammu and Kashmir's special status. Chandrachud has defended the ruling, saying that it was in line with the Constitution's original intent. He said, and I quote, that Article 370 was introduced as a transitional provision, unquote. He then explained that at the birth of the Constitution, the assumption was that the transitional would have to fade away and merge with the overall text. All right, now in fact, Madhav Nalapat, Professor Madhav Nalapat, who is the editorial director at the TSG, is also joining me back. Now, there was also a very pointed question on the Article 370. Mr. Nalapat, and there have been sides to this entire ruling, and specifically also back in India as well. But when the question is asked, it is asked with the assumption of making this sound like that it was a wrong ruling that had taken place, and it did definitely pose the harm to Jammu Kashmir after the special status was revoked.
You're perfectly right. Kashmir witnessed a huge spike in terrorism because of the perception that Kashmiris are different from people of other states. We are all part of the Union of India. We are all equal parts of the Union of India. And the Article 370 was in fact the two-nation theory inside India. It's unfortunate the two-nation theory was accepted. That is the British theory, divide and rule. And Stephen Sackur did a Freudian slip in which you give yourself away by saying, will India exist? The fact of the matter is that that is his dream, that is fragmented and splintered India will be there. And don't forget, that's what Winston Churchill basically prophesied, that India will splinter, India will break up. And Churchill was astonished to see that on the contrary, the country, whatever was left of it after the British partition, has remained intact and will remain intact for all time to come. The fact of the matter is, this person is among those who are part of the hate Hindu, basically hate India, so long as India does not follow Western diktat. On, for example, European diktat on Ukraine. Stephen Sackur has been one of the most warmongering of journalists, even in the BBC, where the Ukraine war is concerned, a war that was lost from the very beginning, as has been pointed out by geopolitical experts. So the reality is that this interview, I quite agree, it cannot be taken seriously by serious people. It reveals the good thing about it. It reveals the depth of hatred of India and hatred of the Hindu community, which numbers more than 1 billion strong. And I would say Justice Chandrachud, the former Chief Justice of India, he handled it extremely ably. And we can be proud of our Supreme Court. We can be proud of our judicial system. The British blimps, Colonel Blimps, who still, subconsciously dream of empire.
All right, very much. Right. In fact, rightly said, Professor Madhav Nalapat and my other guests, including Himanshu Bhatt. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us on the broadcast and sharing your insights.